All right, I realized that as I left the last video, this part might have been confusing. So I'm going to do these two side pieces here. These are the two long window sides here, and I moved everything up and I put them here on their side so we can glue them together as a group. So I'm always gonna put the glue on the smaller piece. I'm just gonna do these with you guys real quick so you can see exactly how I'm doing this, so that you're not confused. I'm gonna leave that there. That one there. Okay, then with these lined up, I need to take a piece of wood, which is going to be the actual piece we're going to use later. I'm just going to leave it in here for a space. Push this tight against the sew plate. I'm going to hold it down tight for a second, let the air come out. Clean my fingers with my wet towel. Just hold it down for a second, let the air bubbles get out of the glue. Okay, and then this last little part here, in order to get this spacing correct, we're going to put this one header piece in here and use it as a spacer. There's no glue in that. You notice these pieces have no glue. Okay. Now, down tight to that. Oops. All these pieces got backwards. This one looks short, that one looks long. Let's try reversing them. I'm gonna flush that out to the top. I flush this one out to the top. Just a little bit like that. So everything fits. Okay, and then I'm basically just gonna leave these pieces here. Holding this down, I'm gonna very carefully take that out. I haven't moved any of those pieces, and I'm gonna very carefully take this header out. That way, those can now just sit there like that, and when they are done drying, it needs to have some weight on it. Let me just put the glue bottle on it. Close my glue bottle. Let them dry out. When those things are all done drying, on this just so it stays down nice and tight. Then these things can be put together in a full set. So that's what I was talking about with how I would put together the frame of the window. We can glue this piece in later. You could glue it in now, actually, if you wanted it in one side. But I would just suppose do it later because I want to verify that it's exactly the same length as this piece after it's all glued up. So actually, let me just make sure this is glued up right now. And then borrow that glue bottle again for a second. Back there for weight. And then when I glue these together, we gotta move all this stuff around and make sure that glue is spread out in that whole plate. Just making a little bit of a mess, which is fine. Squeeze it together real good. Line everything up. And clean all the extra waste glue off of there. Clamp on it. Let that dry. That's going to be good to go. Ready pretty soon. And then in about an hour I can come back and do the next few steps. If you got tape or rubber bands, you can glue these up right now. Since I've got some tape, I'm going to do that with rubber bands. You want to make this one big solid piece of wood, all three of these together. Push this down, get everything nice and lined up. Really clean later. And then I'm going to take a couple of these rubber bands here, and we'll just put the rubber band on there nice and tight on each side. These are the free rubber bands that I get with the newspaper. So you guys might have some of these too. You can start saving them if you don't have them right now. You might have them in a day. So you got a driveway, then you live in Thousand Oaks, you probably get the Acorn. Alright, so I got to make sure that that's not angled, that it's nice and straight before I set it down to dry. Looks pretty good. So I just want to set it down in a way that's not going to get glued to my project. So on the rubber band right there. Alright, so that'll be ready in about an hour. Oh, I could glue this one together too. I'm just gonna, that far corner over there needs to have the edge glued. So we're just gonna take this one skinny edge, put some glue along the whole thing. And then this has got to line up right on the edge of this 2x4. Hold that for a second. Let it get a little sticky. And we can take our towel and wipe off all that extra mess. Okay, I'm just going to set this down here. Verify that the end is nice and even. It's nice and flush on the one side back here, all the way across. And that's just going to sit for an hour until it's nice and done, ready to go. You can take and put some weight on that too if you need. Hold it in place. Okay. So when we come back, I'll finish getting everything all glued up actually, and then we'll glue up the rest of this large wall assembly, and then we can go onto the roof.